Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Pocketnow.com, and in this video we're going to continue our look at the Apple Newton MessagePad 2100. If you remember, the 2100 is the last Apple Newton that ever came out that was in this form factor, and of course Apple Newton was the first mobile device that Apple ever came out with, and it certainly set the pace for the mobile devices that we use today. So it's really interesting to take a look at this old device and see how far we've come and kind of the technology that this brought to the table. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at the hardware of the device and kind of give you a tour of the exterior at least, and then the next video we're going to go over the software. Here in the front it says MessagePad 2100 with the old school Apple logo with the kind of multicolored rainbow thing here. I don't know if this is anything here. It could be a microphone, but I'll have to look into that. It's probably a microphone. Going over to the side, we have not much on the side here except for a power button. If you flip it one time, it'll turn on the device. If you hold it down, it will turn on the backlight, and the backlight on this thing is horrendous, but at least it still works, so I can show it to you in the next video. If we go over to the top, we have some interesting things to talk about here. We have a Stylus Silo, and because the Apple Newton has such a large screen, it requires a very large stylus, and the stylus that came with this particular unit definitely isn't the original. It says Nabisco on it. It probably came in a cereal box or something. And it doesn't really fit very well inside of the Stylus Silo. It's not supposed to hang out like that. I'm sure it's supposed to click in and click out. Something that's really interesting is that it has a built-in stylus holder. Imagine that. It's a really natural way to interact with your device if you can just kind of pick up the stylus and start writing on the pad. So that's a really interesting addition that I discovered just yesterday. And it folds right back into place. Here on the center we have a flap that reveals the connector for the computer, and this uses serial connection, so I can't connect this to my computer. Most people can't because they don't have a serial connection. Here's for the AC power adapter to charge the batteries, if you're using rechargeable batteries, that is, or to run it off of wall power if you don't have batteries with you. Here is an IRDA port. Here we have a little bit of wear and tear, of course, it's an 11-year-old device. Over to the side here we have two Pcmcia slots, and the first one is empty, it just has a dummy card in here. And I should mention that you can use a lot of different Pcmcia cards with this device. You can use modems and network cards and wireless cards. There are even Wi-Fi drivers that have come out through various user groups that are online right now for the Apple Newton. And over here we have actually some flash memory. Guess how much flash memory? Here, I'll turn it over. How much flash memory do you think they fit on here? Sounds like it just turned on. Well, I'll tell you, 4 megabytes. Yeah, 4 megabytes on this massive piece of plastic. And it's incredible because today we have micro SD, right? So you can fit 16,000 megabytes, or around 16 gigabytes, on this little fingernail-sized chip, whereas it took, you know, something this big to carry 4 megabytes, 8 megabytes, 16 megabytes, and it probably didn't even go up to that high of a capacity. But out of the box, the Newton comes with, or at least this model, the 2100, comes with this expansion. Over here on the side is the battery, and unfortunately the piece broke off this afternoon when I was playing with it. So in order to get the battery out now, I kind of have to, you know, shake it a little bit. And what you get when you take the battery out is kind of this this case for batteries. So right now there are rechargeable batteries in here. You probably can't read that, but you can use plain old AA batteries if you prefer to do that. So let me slide this back in and continue on the tour. On the bottom there's nothing, but I think this notch is probably for some sort of dock that's sold with the Apple Newton. If we flip over to the back, we have nothing much except for these tabs, and I'll show you what they're for in a second. And we have some rubber feet so that when you place it on a table, it kind of stays solid and it doesn't move around that much. Let me show you the top here. We have the Newton Technology logo, and we have a speaker. There's a lot of sound that goes on this device. You'll see that once I start to use it. So let me show you the screen. To open the screen protector, you slide this to the right, and I think the screen protector works quite well because this 11-year-old screen is in fantastic shape. I don't see many scratches. Of course, the user may not, or the previous owner may have not used this device that much, but even so, this is a really good protective mechanism for this large 6.1-inch screen. And I'd like to mention that the resolution of this is actually the same as the Apple iPhone, but of course this only displays 16 shades of black. So it's quite a different story. So we have 320 across and 480 down. It's a pixel density of about 100. And we can remove this flap, or this cover, just by flicking up this little lever here, and it slides right off. And when you do that, it kind of leaves this uneven look to the device, and I don't think you'd want to carry it around like this. So let's snap it back in place. And I mentioned the grooves in the back, and what that allows you to do is wrap it around to the back and snap it in place, and it doesn't affect how the device rests on a table because it still has a little bit of clearance because of these legs, so it still stays kind of firm and steady. And that's pretty much it for the hardware on the Apple Newton MessagePad 2100. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the software on the device, all of the included programs, how the operating system actually works. It's taken me a long time to figure out how to use it, I'll be honest. But once you learn it, there are so many little things that makes the Apple Newton just a brilliant device. So intuitive to work with. So more on the Apple Newton coming very soon.